Welcome back, students. The topic for today's discussion is reading data from a text file. Kindly remember, in order to read the data from the text file, a text file content has to be present and you have to open the text file for reading. If you are not specifying the mode, it means that by default, you are opening the file for reading. Let us discuss the methods that are helpful in reading the content from a text file. So here goes the three methods. One is the read method. The second one is a read line method. And the third one is a read lines method. A read, either it reads all the content or it reads the specified number of bytes which is present. For example, here R file, I am denoting this as the file handler. R file dot read, I am trying to read 10 bytes. So the data is getting stored in the variable called as data. If I want to read the entire content, R file dot read, and the whole content is going to get stored in the variable called as data itself. Here, for using a read line, it reads either an entire line or it reads the specified number of bytes mentioned in the read line function. So if I'm using R file dot read line of 15 in a particular line, it is going to extract the 15 bytes and the data is going to stored in the variable called as data. If you are using simply R file dot read line, R file is the file handler which I am trying to use. Here R denotes, since I am trying to read from the file, I am using the file handler name as R file. In the previous video, I would be using the file handler namely W file. Why? Because I am trying to write something onto a file. So I have used the file handler there as W file. Here, since I am reading, I am using the file handler name as R file. So here, with respect to the third example, namely a read lines read the entire content line by line, and the data is getting stored in the variable called data itself. When I try to print the data, the entire text content appears. See, students, I do have a file called a sample.txt which contains the text already. Now let us try to manipulate, or let us try to learn those three methods, namely read, read line, and read lines via sample programs. So with open, I am trying to open the file, namely sample text.txt. It is not necessary that I have to mention the mode here. I am using the file handler name as specified as R file. It is R file. Let us try to use the first method, namely read. Data is equal to, I am trying to store the number of characters that I am going to extract using the method called as R file dot read. If I am giving a read alone, let us check. Then I am trying to print this particular data. Let me save this program and let us run. We will see what kind of it is. A demo text read. So this is what the program name is. Again, I am saving the program. Now I am just running the program. See all the content. Namely, I have typed only 4 lines there. You can see only 4 lines, and all the 4 lines has appeared. This is my sample text. That is what the starting is. Students and teachers suffer a lot. This is what the 4 lines. I have typed all it. It has a read. Excuse me. The program has read all the 4 lines. Instead, if I am trying to change this or alter the code by giving certain character, that is, I am trying to specify a value there within the read statement. Now let me save this program. Let me run the same program. Let us check what is happening. Here, a read statement reads the specified number of bytes. That is, in the first line itself, you do have many characters. Since I have specified 35 bytes, it has read till 35 bytes. So this is what the difference between reading the whole thing and reading the specified number of bytes. Moving on to the second syntax, namely a read line. Second syntax, a read line. Let us check what does this program give me as an output. If you see, with respect to the text file, namely sample.txt, it gives me the first line as the output. A read line reads the initial line. If I copy this one, again, if I run, it gives me the second line as of now. Why? Because already first line has been read. Now it tries to read the second line, and the second line, when we go there, this one, the second line has got printed in the shell output screen. So now let us check. Now let us check for reading the specified number of bytes, 35. This is what we have seen already with respect to a read method. Let us check this one here also. In the first line, it has read 35 bytes in total. This is what the output we have got for the previous one. Let me show. Yes, here. This is what I am getting, the same output for a read of 35 as well as for a read line of 35. In that particular line, it reads the first 35 characters. Now there is a small change here. Now I am trying to copy the same line here. Now let me check what this does. Let me run this program. See, from there it has read the remaining things. In that line, I do not have 35 characters, whereas I do not have 35 characters, but the remaining part of the line has been read. This is my sample text file to test text file operations. So this part, namely this particular part, has been read on issuing the second thing. This just I want to show this one, though it is not that much necessary. Now let us move on to the particular part which is required for programming. Read lines. Here, read lines. I do not have any parameter there. Now I am trying to run this one. See here, I have read all the things, and it is the data is getting stored in the form of a list, and you do have new line then and there.